of what you did there. And you kind of already did this, Danielle, but say it again, or...
Help Spanish-speaking students of various levels learn to read and write English.
Good. And in an interview situation, you could sort of talk about, right, didn't you want to learn Spanish there?
Yeah.
So that's a problem. How did you solve that problem? And you haven't had the experience yet, but you'll get that for your academic journal that Beth Trask was talking about, right? Like, you will, if all the students, it's an ESL, no, it's a bilingual program.
Yeah, there's like some that already speak English and some don't even speak English yet.
And you'll have such a rich experience to talk about too, because a bilingual program is supposed to be children from 2 language groups who are doing half their work in one language and half their work in another language, so everybody's becoming bilingual.
And maybe contact with parents as well.
And right,
children.
yeah. But often what you'll see is that they instead use like the ESL model, where it's like get these kids up to speed in English and then mainstream them into English classes. Those shouldn't be called bilingual programs. These are like subtle little details that you'll become very knowledgeable on from this experience of just helping in the classroom, that most people would just say, like, I was a volunteer tutor, and not be able to articulate all these rich, subtle nuances of educational systems and educational programming done well or done not so well. Or Brady, what's your details?
We had the opportunity to visit a schoolhouse in a very small town, and the principal only spoke Spanish, so I was asked to be an interpreter for like a 20-minute presentation that she and her students gave.
Excellent. And who you were an interpreter for? How many students and administrators and teachers?
Do you mean how many was I speaking to in English?
And in Spanish, right? So those are great quantifiable numbers.
I had about, I think it was 7 students, and then the principal were speaking to me, and then I was speaking to a group of about 50 Americans who didn't speak Spanish.
Those numbers have a huge impact. Interpreted for 50 English-speaking U.S. tourists during a presentation in a rural schoolhouse and wherever by 8 Costa Rican children and their principal. That's a great experience.
For how long? 20 minutes or so?
Yeah. And from that experience, I bet you can do a miscommunication fail and how you recovered from it, right? Either by using a different word or using gestures or something. I bet your proficiency improved that day more than on any other single day of language study.
Overcoming anxiety.
Yeah.
It was a surprise, so there was certainly anxiety.
You were less surprised why?
No, I was very surprised. Like, our tour guide was just like, oh, you speak Spanish, right? And then, so I didn't have any advanced preparation. So I had a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, but you would have had more if you'd had advanced preparation, I bet.
Sure.
That experience is also really unique because there aren't many situations left in the world where you're the only bilingual in a situation where everybody else is monolingual in one language or the other. In Costa Rica, it's hard to find people who don't speak a little bit of English, frankly, in a lot of Costa Rica now. So that's a really unique experience you had that even the other language majors aren't going to have. And you can use that over and over and over again in your job search materials in your career.